good, y'all? So one of Gervonta Tank Davis's fans posted on Twitter. He said, "We missed the old Gervonta who was hungry," and basically posted clips of him, saying that he's the face of boxing. It was showing clips of his older fights. And Gervonta Davis responded and said, "Let him go. I'm trying to better myself as a man." So this pretty much confirms that Gervonta Tank Davis no longer cares about being the face of boxing, fighting all of the top guys, winning belts, unifying divisions. He doesn't care about that. Gervonta Tank Davis, he's going to collect this check from Jake Paul, and he will retire from the sport of boxing at the end of the year. And he's doing this because he feels like he can't dedicate himself 100% to boxing without getting in trouble. Because when he gets in that boxing mode, he can't turn off that switch of being violent, right? You look at Gervonta Davis's activity outside of boxing. He's been arrested multiple times. He's been, in domestic violence situations multiple times. And he said in interviews, man, that, he feels like because he's a full-time boxer, it's hard for him to be calm and collected and not aggressive and violent. And he feels like the only way that he can truly benefit himself as a man is by just, retiring from the sport of boxing and just, dedicating himself to being a better father for his kids, right? Listen, man, I totally get where he's coming from, but I think what'll really help Gervonta Tank Davis is getting a therapist, because this is a situation where, he just he can't control his emotions, basically, right? When you're preparing for a fight, you're preparing to go in the ring and basically hurt your opponent, right? Your opponent is aiming to hurt you. You're aiming to hurt your opponent. So you never want to get into the ring, being vulnerable, being too soft, being too friendly. You got to get in that war zone mindset. And when Gervonta Davis gets in that war zone mindset, even when he's not boxing, because he knows eventually he's going to have to get back in the ring, right? Like, imagine you have a fight, right? You got all this built up anger. You win your fight by knockout, but it's like you can't even really enjoy the win because, in a matter of months, you're going to have to get back in the ring and do it again. So because of that, he's carrying all of this aggression and violence from the boxing ring into his personal life, into his home, into, his relationship with the mother of his kids, his relationship with, women in general. The dude is being violent and aggressive because he's always in this war mindset of getting back in the ring to fight somebody. So that's how he feels, man. He just feels like he can't flip that switch on and off, and I think that's a weakness. Like I said, I think that this is something that can be fixed. This is why it's important to have OGs around.